G'day everyone, it's Jerry here from Succulent Fly Traps. Wow, what a really dry start to spring we had this year here in Sydney, Australia. But it's amazing how the rain has turned everything around. And it's nearly the end of November now, it's almost the end of spring, and I tell you what, my plants have never looked better. And of course I hope your plants are looking good as well. So in this update I'm going to be doing a Sarracenia or North American pitcher plant update. I'm going to sort of give you an appreciation of how my plants look like at this time of the year, and as I go along I'll be discussing a few care tips just to help you get the most out of your North American pitcher plants, and I'll also be touching on a few exciting new varieties of North American pitcher plants which I bought last year and I hope to sell next year as well. And as I said, we've had a bit of rain now, and it's actually rained yesterday morning, and it's just amazing how the insects really respond to the rain. And of course, it's the insects that the carnivorous plants need to achieve optimum growth. So I can't wait to show you my nursery. So let's have a closer look. So here I am on my newly built carnivorous plants wooden platform. And as you can see, it's a sea of colour looking at the tops of these North American pitcher plants. If I zoom in, you can see just how beautifully they contrast with each other with their different colours and different shapes of their pitchers. They really are quite spectacular in their own right. They almost look like flowers, those leaves, just how colourful they are. Now, a lot of these North American pitcher plants are Sarracenia flava species. Sarracenia flava typically produce their biggest and best pitchers in spring. So it's almost the end of November now, and you can see here how a lot of them have produced very large pitchers. Some are even around about 65 centimetres high, like that one there in the background. Now, a lot of these are Sarracenia flava rubricopora varieties. Rubricopora are typically characterised by their deep red tubes, deep red veins flowing through yellow-green hoods. Sarracenia flava rubricopora are quite rare. They live in a restricted area in the Florida Panhandle in North America. They definitely are a beautiful variety of North American pitcher plant which really do put up a show. Now, it's important throughout the growing season to have your pot sitting in a tray of water. That ensures that the soil is kept nice and damp, which prevents the roots of these plants from drying out. When you use water for these plants, it's important that you don't have any chemicals or salts in that water. So it's a good idea to use either reverse osmosis filtered water, rainwater, or good old-fashioned distilled water. So moving along here, you'll notice that some of these pitchers are completely red, just like this one over here. Now this is a different variety. This is a cross. This is a Sarracenia flava red tube crossed with an Alata red throat. So like the Sarracenia flava, they do produce nice pitchers in spring, like you can see right here. But they also produce another batch of pitchers in the height of summer. And you can see here, look how beautifully they contrast with those rubricopora varieties, those two there in the middle. Moving along here, this is a Sarracenia leucophila. It's a different species of North American pitcher plant. It's otherwise known as the white pitcher plant because the pitchers are white, as you can see right here. And you can see how there's green veins coming through here. So this variety here is actually a red vein variety. These early spring pitchers you can see have got green veins, but these newer ones now are starting to turn red. And as the season progresses, they'll become more red, those veins. Sarracenia leucophila typically peak in autumn. So I'm looking forward to those nicely variegated pitchers around about autumn time. Now here in the background, look at this beautiful variety here. This is a brand new variety which I bought last year. This is a Sarracenia flava cuprea, and they're characterized by their copper colored tops. They're very large tops when you compare them to the rubricopora variety. And look how beautiful that deep red collar is on the base of the picture. Very, very beautiful variety, and I hope to sell them sometime next year. Also at this time of the year, it's also important to look out for any pests. It's all well and good that your plants are growing well. It's quite easy to just focus on those beautiful leaves, but it's also a good idea to look out for anything that may look out of the ordinary. Now, one pest that you may come across is scale. Scale is a sap-sucking type of insect, which is characterized by a scaly surface. So I've got a photo here of what it looks like. It pretty much looks like a little lump sitting on the leaf. Now, it may look harmless, but what they do is they actually suck the sap out of the leaf, and if you allow them to reproduce in numbers, they'll extract more and more sap out of those leaves. And what can happen is that sap will attract sooty mold. It's a mold which grows on sugary substances, and over time the leaves will look discoloured and they just don't look nice at all. So yeah, as organic pest control, it's a good idea to remove those scales whenever you come across them. So hopefully you enjoyed my update today. I hope your plants are growing well, and until next time, happy growing.